You are invited, and I am invited, to live in the present moment. You might have heard of a book many, many years ago called Be Here and Be Now. It's very difficult for us to be present. We anticipate the future. We have memories of the past. We worry about things in the past. We worry about how things are going to go in the future. Being present is the answer. Someone gave me a magnet a while ago that said, if I'm not happy in this time, in this place, I'm not paying attention. Now, you may or may not agree with that, but if you just think sitting quietly in this moment, being present to yourself, things are fine. So we're going to do a little practice together just to remember that this body is an instrument to do our work on this earth, that the breath itself is grace, that we are alive, and that we have purpose, and we remember that purpose and bring it into our daily lives. So in whatever way you want, laying down in Shavasana or sitting on a chair, please make yourself comfortable and just close your eyes. And as with everything in asana, it takes a little while for the body to settle down. You may have mentally chosen a posture, but that doesn't mean that everything just settles down automatically. Gravity has to do its work. The bones settle into the skin. The whole body settles into whatever, the mat or the chair. And we allow ourselves to just stop. Stopping is not big in this culture. It is really a mindset that we need to take on for ourselves. And we are present in this moment, being absolutely relieved of burdens, allowing ourselves to breathe, to be so aware of the subtle that we catch this exhalation and this inhalation. Recall your intention for being here in this particular session. You made some effort. You made some transition from what you were doing to what you're doing now. And just for a moment, reflect on how that intention for this moment is reflective of your purpose in life. How is it that it fits? And how is it that it brings you satisfaction and happiness? And allow yourself to settle down a little bit more. We seldom feel grounded. This is an invitation to feel grounded. Our body weight is a gift. We're not floating aimlessly. We've taken on a posture. It represents something to us. It needs to be comfortable so that there's no distraction. Tweaking is always allowed. And again, we take a moment to stop. And as we breathe, because we have stopped, we begin to become aware of what it is that moves in the body as we breathe. There's movement in the abdomen. There's movement against the waistband. You might be aware of movement in the rib cage. Part of what is so interesting about the breath is that we see or feel the inhalation and exhalation, but it really is the work of the diaphragm that's moving all these body parts in order for us to breathe. All these other things are agents of this powerful organ, the diaphragm. And we might reflect on our own lives, how it is that we are agents in doing something for someone, fulfilling a duty, drawing ourselves closer. Internally and externally, there is a connection. And as we watch the breath, there is this inhalation and exhalation, both of which are absolutely necessary to keep us alive. Just one or the other is not enough. Part of what requires a little bit of effort on our part is that the inhalation and exhalation do not operate like two parallel lines. We want the inhalation to enjoy the transition into the exhalation, and the exhalation to enjoy the transition into the inhalation. Which means, again, that we stop and we watch. And there's almost a listening quality to this. How is it that this functions? In the Bhagavad Gita, there is this constant reminder about the opposites, that we have this neutrality to either and both. And in the breath, we need both the inhalation and the exhalation. There is this receiving, there is this dispensing, the in and the out, and any other pair of opposites that come to your mind. You might think about how you are holding your hands right now. They are probably not clenched. Interestingly enough, we can think about open hands as holding something, as releasing something, as choosing not to grasp, not to hang on. We allow ourselves to be. The breath has this ongoing quality, again, of taking in and drawing out. This breath is the grace of life. And if we truly acknowledge this breath as grace, then we want to leave room for it. Mental room, physical room, even emotional room. As subtle as watching the breath is, the experience itself can become more subtle. As much as the breath at some point might feel like kind of a wide silken ribbon, as we continue to watch the breath, it refines itself. That silken ribbon might become a silk thread. That silk thread might even become a thread of light. And in that same listening quality, we might find with the inhalation the sounds so. And with the exhalation, the sound we want to draw ourselves inward. There are distractions, there are other thoughts. We choose not to entertain them. We choose to be present. This grace of life is the gift of the divine. And whenever, in its subtlety, in its light, in the present moment, we are united. For all the searching and seeking that we might do outwardly, it is this inner peace, this experience of now, the present moment, in which brings us the most satisfaction. With deep gratitude and with holding this space for ourselves, as you are ready, draw your hands to your face, your palms over your eyes, and gently open your eyes to the palms of your hands, bringing peace to the rest of the world and enjoying your own inner peace. Namaste.